See. Or we can just mute each other at the same time.
Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to team meeting number 59. In this week's team meeting, we'll be discussing upcoming classes. We'll have some questions from the faculty, and of course, Slack is an ideal place for you to send your questions or to ask your questions. We'll have an update on the mail. We have introduced a new feature on all the sites. We'll be talking about the referral program, which we started last week, and I put in there something interesting. I'd like to say where we would like some sessions or some special proposals, at least for a woodblock. So I'm going to ask the rest of the team what they think about that. Live chat, Robert. What do you think?
The live chat is awesome. I checked it out on Slack and also played with it a bit last week. It's really, really cool. We're going to have to spend a little time figuring out who's manning what chat. I know they show up on Slack and how that gets pushed forward, but now we're able to interact and talk with people, basically 24/7 in a live chat online on our web pages. And so if you have questions that are popping up even right now, go to our website and go to our website, click on the chat, and we'll answer them. Anybody else want to add anything to that?
Of course, you can always ask your questions on our Slack channel, which is on our faculty Slack channel, and of course, you can always send your questions to questions@oplerno.com. That brings us to another note, of course, because we changed over our mail this weekend. So our mail is no longer delivered, or we no longer have our mail hosted at GoDaddy, but we do our own hosting of the email. Some changes there that you need if you're if you're going to be using your mail at Oplerno.com, which we would like you to, is that you need to set up your mail client again. The host name is mail.oplerno.com, and your password is your faculty of your marketplace password. So, but we're going to give you we're going to set up that to everybody so that they can read that or not send it out because they can't open the mail. We're going to make sure that you're going to get all that information there. So don't worry about that.
All right. The next piece we want to talk about is Dan. Do you want to just chat a little bit about upcoming classes?
Sure. Coming up, we have a few classes. Some are still in production with hopes to be finished by their launch date. Others are getting close to their start date. We just finished our first class with Greg Sadler, so he received the first Oplerno faculty paycheck at the end of his course, and it was a great success. So congrats to him. I'm trying to, Daniel, I'm looking at I'm trying to pull up the admin version of the marketplace to see the upcoming courses.
I'm looking at that now as well. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to make sure that so we can get that information there. Let's see. It seems to be turned off. Let me just turn that on. Oh, you can talk over this if you want to.
That's the only way I would know what's coming up soon.
Yeah. See. It seems to be turned off at the moment. Okay, I'm going to get that done before the end of the show and get that information out.
Cool.
Just to reiterate what Dan said, it was pretty amazing to send out our first payment and complete our first course cycle last week when we sent out that PayPal payment to Greg Sadler, and we can bring him on board to talk about that. And also, yeah, that's a really big deal for us. completing a teaching cycle and also sending the payment over to Greg and completing that. It's a big deal. It's also really nice. Greg received over, in this case, 90% of the tuition revenue that was generated in his class, and that's just, that's spectacular. That's exactly what we wanted to do when we started Oplerno. Okay. Done the mail update. We've done the live chat. Very quickly, let's just touch base on the referral program that we talked about last week. The referral program is accessed when you log on to enroll.oplerno.com. You'll see our new orange/yellow button on the top, which says Refer a Friend. And you click on that, that link. Actually, I'll share my screen here. There we go. And now you click on this Refer a Friend. We'll just go back one step. You click on Refer a Friend, and then you get this site, this page, which is our Recruit a Student program. And remember, we've got a few guidelines here about recruiting in an ethical fashion. But if you are a U.S. national or living in the United States, you're not eligible to participate in the recruitment of anyone in the U.S. because of federal guidelines and laws in the Higher Education Act. We cannot offer any kind of remuneration for the recruitment of U.S. students. However, you can recruit people outside the U.S., and so anyone can participate in the recruitment of students and receive a credit for that, which you can use to then pay for your courses and lower your tuition costs. So here you can accept as a U.S. national or just accept as anyone else. I'm a U.S. national, so I have to click on this, but it's the same for the other page. What you receive is an invite for URL that you can post on an email targeting a particular friend of yours who might be interested in the course at Oplerno. And then, of course, we have these features where you can share this on Facebook. This code right here is linked to your account at Oplerno so that we know who to pay for or who to award the credit to. And it's pretty amazing. And then you can email your friends, etc.
Well, if you click on that link, Rob, it actually brings you to the page that you're going to be sending to all your friends or to whoever you're sending it to.
This one or this one? This one.
Link.
Yep. Claim your free class, and then you can send out the email below to you to create your account. Okay. So it's a really interesting feature. We'll be using it a lot and talking more about it over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, indeed. And I've now got that data for you regarding the upcoming classes. We have, in 3 days, we have an introduction to online learning for students, which is a very good course for people who are just being introduced to online learning. I think that's anybody who's doing online learning for the first time, whether they want to do it recreationally or whether they want to do it as part of their studies. It's very handy to get an update on what actually the difference is and what are the advantages that you can take off when you're studying, that you can take when you study online, and which is starting in 3 days. And the next one is the one after that is starting in 6 days, and that's an introduction to sustainability, which is also a very interesting course. And I'd be very interested in taking that course if I had time.
Okay. Last thing, are we getting any questions from the faculty? If not,
I don't see anything.
I don't see anything either. So that was a very quick. Let's just move then last to the woodblock session proposals.
Yeah,
You
indeed.
put that on, Daniel.
And I put that on because, of course, as with anything that we want to prepare, if we want to prepare well in advance for woodblock, and we had a reasonably short lead-up time last time, and we want to be able to pack a lot of information into less than 4 days. So
yeah, it's 1 or 2 days max. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So I've also been exploring some of the things that we can actually use technology-wise to actually make it easier. But I've also wanted to know what other people who have would like a certain session hosted. Would like something, a certain thing discussed within Woodblock, or perhaps a speaker that they would like to see, or something else. And of course, what would if you are a speaker or wish to host a session? What are the subjects that you want to speak about? Oh yeah, what are the subjects you want to speak about?
So we've been working a lot behind the scenes on a bunch of different customer acquisition stuff, setting up email, setting up a bunch of technical pieces, redos of the website. I mean, the live chat, which was added, is a huge extra feature. So we'll be spending a little bit more time on Woodblock and some of the other things over the course of next week. So other than that, I mean, this is a very short meeting. Meeting today.
One question from Keith Fox.
Okay.
Keith would like to know, or Professor Fox would like to know, are there any updates using on the templates of the Canvas templates?
I could just sort of go over what we did last time. As we said before, we are not going to retroactively apply the template because it would remove the content you've already built. We're happy to make a new space for you to build within the template if you'd like, and any class that you propose from here on out that we will add into Canvas, we will have the template loaded before you log in. So if you're interested in getting the template loaded into a course, you would have to do it via a new Canvas course space, and you would then, sort of migrate your content bit by bit over into the new template. It's really not, I don't want people to think it's a great change. I mean, well, it's great, but it's not the change is not so significant that you really want to redo your course if you're far along. It's just something that helps. It's basically a lot of examples that are built in to the course shell to give you an idea of how everything works, and then you can adapt them or delete them and replace them or however you want to do it. But it's not something that if you've started to build your course without it, you should feel like you're any amount behind or that you're missing any sort of branding, because it's a very simple template with straightforward examples, and if you have a grasp of Canvas, you really should be okay without it. But again, let us know. We can have a conversation too and look through your course and sort of make an assessment together as to what might be the best move for each faculty member and their course.
Okay, so I think that answers Keith's question. His answer is yes, he would like a new Canvas course space with the templates because he wants to migrate what he's done so far. So,
all right, I can do that today. I have a question from Professor Briere, and he posted it to Canvas while we were migrating our email. So, first question was, he is under the impression that we don't have email any longer, which obviously we mentioned before. That's not the case. We do have email. We will be sending out instructions to your personal email accounts. You'll have to use a mail client like Thunderbird or Apple Mail or Outlook or Gmail. There will be no logging into a webmail style website. It'll all be done through mail client programs, like I just mentioned, Thunderbird, Apple Mail, and Outlook. So that you should have access to that today. You will use your marketplace password to access your email. So now you'll have one password for all of your Oplerno accounts. And the second question was, is Slack our new communication place in lieu of an email account? It seems a bit busy to him, but he's hoping to learn more. So Slack is a open stream for our faculty to do anything from post a question to Oplerno team members, to post questions to other faculty, to brainstorm ideas, collaborate on courses. It's like a teacher's lounge. It's like a a hangout water cooler sort of space within Oplerno's network. So it's optional. It's great. We use it within our team in a separate stream, and we find it to be a little more free-flowing than other methods of communication, especially email. It's more like a chat service feature. And yeah, so Slack is, in addition to email, you should have access to your email. We will send out instructions after the meeting. And now you have one password for all of Oplerno.
Guys, professors, please let us know how that migration is going. If you're having difficulty figuring out how to do email and get an email client, then shoot us a message from another email account, okay, to us so that we know, or go on Slack and let us know. There's a couple of different ways in which you can get in contact with us. Again, email communication is something that isn't going to generate a lot of discussion amongst people. It's really kind of, it's the old letter system, okay, but virtual. Slack, on the other hand, allows for a whole lot more discussion for people to create and form their own little discussion groups without having to do all of the email back and forth. And so we're going to be using Slack as a customer or a faculty-facing tool. And we also, of course, if you are having difficulty with your email, you can also, this is great, go on the Oplerno website, and let me just show that because it's an amazing feature. Okay, so share the screen. We go on to Oplerno.
Oh no, you can see it right here.
You log on to the website. Let's hide this for a second. And right on the bottom corner here, how can we help? Okay. And you have your own, you have your own type of message. I need help on my email. That automatically goes to us, and we will respond ASAP. Okay. So it's a great, it is the fact that we now have this chat tool on our website. We're trying to create much more interaction between ourselves and you as faculty and students to answer your questions. And we also have, Daniel and our new email system, so we can keep track of the interactions in the community much better than we could earlier on with GoDaddy. Anything else?
No, I think that we've pretty much covered everything that we want to discuss today. And I'm very sorry. Sujin, do you have any updates for us?
Oh, website updates, yes. If you look on the faculty webpage on the Oplerno website, you will see some new material. I'm working on splitting up the student part, which I requested for y'all to comment on a while back. And some of this will include a separate page for referring a friend, because right now it's buried at the bottom of the student page and it's not going to get noticed that way. So my next big step is something Dan commented on a little bit ago, actually. It's moving that search bar down so it's clearer that, yes, you can type into that search box and you will get results, which has required a bit of CSS work and the like in order to accomplish.
Yeah.
But as always, if you have questions about the website, how it looks, the Oplerno.com site, you can let me know directly, sujin@oplerno.com, or just ping Sujin in Slack, and I will reply.
Great, thank you for that update, Sujin. Yeah, I'm very sorry I forgot about you. We should put an item on the agenda for.
No, I've been kind of sleepy this morning. I got to bed late last night and couldn't fall asleep. So I'm still working on getting alert on Monday.
Yeah, well, that's what Monday mornings are for getting alert, drinking lots of coffee, and getting ready for the week.
All right, well, I think that's about it. If you would like to come on the team meeting and talk about anything or a specific subject, please let us know. We do these as kind of like updates publicly. It's a little bit more free-flowing. We could, but we're always interested in hearing from faculty and having you participate. So that's it. We'll see you all next week, and see you online.
See you online.
See you online.